So when I argue that the future of journalism is going to be in multimedia because it needs to be compelling, doesn't mean it necessarily needs to be high tech. It's not about the technology. It's about taking all of the skill sets we have, determining when they're appropriate to apply to any given story. I also would argue that multimedia journalism is going to dominate because for it to be compelling, it needs to be inclusive and it needs to be relevant. If you think about what Michael Scholar and crew have been doing with the Public Insight Network at Minnesota Public Radio, you get an idea of how bringing more sources to the story makes that story more inclusive and more relevant for more listeners, readers, viewers. Multimedia journalism means it's more mobile, it's more connected. And whether it's the devices that Vin's company makes or somebody else's or e-paper or something down the road, who knows what it will be in 10 years, but we will want our journalism to be more mobile. We'll want to be more connected wherever we happen to be with whatever devices happen to be present. I would also argue that we're going to see much more multimedia journalism in the next 10 years because users want news that combines both information and sensation. If you think about, for example, what the Las Vegas Sun is doing with some of its showcase pieces, this is one on the screen you'll see that refers to the water shortage, the pending water shortage in Las Vegas, and it combines video, text, and it also includes a lot of data, and the data changes as the story progresses to help to illustrate that story using some techniques that we haven't really seen employed to their fullest yet, but we most likely are going to in the not too distant future. And I guess I would finally argue that multimedia journalism will predominate over the next few years because we really need to find a way to respond to the user's desire to blend what is their personal information, their social information, and their public information. This is another one of these videos looking forward to the future, this one from NTT Docomo in Japan. And it's essentially looking at ways to, in the home in this instance, to have technology that allows this young man to do his homework. Imagine that being a news story instead of his homework. It's all multimedia driven. When it's time to call grandpa and say, hey, come home for dinner, all of this is very seamless. I think in some instances we do want seamless technology to help us to manage our lives better.